Thanks for joining Insurance Talk today. Actually, I want to do a little storytelling today. A long time ago, I was made aware of devices that would detect the presence of water where water shouldn't be. So they're leak detectors. Some of these systems, they call them a smart home type system. Some of these systems also come with an audio element. So I bought these smart home devices that would then alert me to my phone if certain conditions were met in the house. For example, if the smoke alarm went off, the device itself did not detect smoke. It simply sent an alert to my phone because it heard the smoke alarm going off. So I wanted that feature, so I bought these smart home devices and installed them in the house. Now fast forward several months later. I am driving with my husband away for a 5-day trip camping, towing the trailer, headed up a mountain pass. We're going to be gone for, like I said, 4 or 5 days, and this thing starts going off on my phone. I know I'm about to lose reception, so I quick grab the phone, and it wasn't a notification I was familiar with. So I start to look into it on the phone, and I realize, okay, that's alarming. This is actually saying there's water present in my house where water shouldn't be. So I had my daughter, who lived nearby to our house, run up to the house before she left town so she could go check the situation and let me know what the problem was and what was going on. And I just bought the device not that long before, so for all I knew, it was just a false alarm. So I get her to go up to the house. She gets to the house and puts me on speakerphone as she walks into the house, and as she gets closer to the room where my water heater is, I can hear the water in the background. So, of course, I handled it very calmly when I completely freaked out and said, "Oh my God, you gotta move. That is water running." And so now I'm, trying to tell her quickly how to shut off the water main and shut off the gas and all the rest of it, because she's never had to deal with any of that in her own house, let alone in my house. And she was able to clean up some of it and get it to the point where, honestly, we just decided to leave it over the weekend and go camping anyway and deal with it when we came back. So we went ahead and went on our camping trip. We come back and, now I've got to go finish cleaning up. So I come downstairs to where the whole incident occurred and realized that just about 3 feet from where the water had stopped was a box sitting on the floor that was pictures of not only my parents' wedding, but pictures from their parents as well. My parents are deep into their 80s, so to say these pictures are very old and very irreplaceable was a very big understatement. Gives me a lump in my throat to this day to talk about it, because I literally just cried happy tears for this little device when I saw how close I came to losing something that was so completely irreplaceable. And granted, it's not human loss, not even a pet loss, like I know all that, but just sometimes the memories, that's important too. So anyhow, I wanted to talk to you today about these water mitigation devices because I think every home should have one. Every home should become a smart home, right? So here's what they are and what they do. This is the one that I had installed at the time in question. It tripped an alarm to my phone, which enabled me to prevent the problem, which enabled me to prevent water from flowing into my house for 5 days while I was out of town, because that is what would have happened. My entire downstairs of my house would have been flooded, and the water would have sat here for 5 days. So, hugely grateful. This one is made by a company called Notion. I think it's getnotion.com. No issues with it. As an insurance agent, I just then decided I wanted to test out a variety of them. So this one's good. They just have a couple of little sensors, and when those sensors hit water, they tell you about it. Alert to your phone. All of them have batteries and things that need to be maintained, but they're all reusable. Basically, once the device is dry, it will tell you that water's no longer present, and you just put them back in place to where they were. Some of them can also detect things like temperature. So for example, if you're someone who has a home in a cold area and maybe you travel for an extended time in the cold months, it can tell you if for some reason the heat went off in your house and it was too cold and everything is about to freeze. It can also alert you to temperature changes and things like that, so very handy. This is another one. I have so many of them that I now mark where they belong, just so it helps me keep track when I'm replacing batteries and things. This one is made by a company called Wyze, W-Y-Z-E. Again, super easy to install. These are the ones I'm currently more dependent on. They have also detected water, much smaller incidents than that other one, mind you, but you know, like sometimes when your washing machine just does a little something weird and there's water on the floor and things like that. And then this one is made by a company called Roost. Conceptually the same thing. I don't have much experience with this one. And there's a ton of others out there. There's different kinds. There's some that attach to your water main that comes into your house and they can detect movement or temperature changes. There's all sorts of them out there. The important thing is, if you don't have one, why not? Because saving your home from a water claim is tremendous. The impact. Imagine your dishwasher leaked while you were out on a day trip with your family, and now your floor's warped and the water sat there all day and there's all this damage because no one knew it was happening, and now you don't have a kitchen for maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months. Heck, if you live in the Seattle area, it could take you a long time to find a contractor. So everybody's so busy, contractors are backed up in their jobs. I mean, you could be 6 months without a kitchen, and no matter who lives in your house, not having a kitchen is a pretty big inconvenience. So if you can take one of these small devices and put it somewhere to alert you and update, recharge, replace batteries the same time you do when you do your smoke alarms, why wouldn't you do it? So I just wanted to sing their praises. I have them by my washing machine, dishwasher, under sinks, your hot water tank, toilets, bathtubs. Think of all these areas where water could just slowly drip and accumulate and you might not see it, or again, headed out of town. They're really great devices. Saved a bunch of family memories that I would not have been able to replace, and super easy to install and fairly inexpensive. So talked about some of these products, but no matter which one you choose, check it out today. And don't forget to call your insurance company after you do it. Some of them offer a discount on your policy when you have installed a water mitigation device. Have a great day, and thanks for stopping by the extended version of Insurance Talk today.